All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, world on alert. World on alert. You're here with General Greene, 1000 freaking X. It is soon to be 2024. And just a quick message, I forgot to share this on X. Make sure you follow me on X. I'll share it in a minute and I'll send the link. So you should share it since I forgot. Wanted to talk about just major developments, world on alert, world in panic. World War III, of course, engaged on multiple battlefronts as we speak, not just Ukraine, but the entire Middle East erupting in a hellish ball of fire. We saw, of course, strikes by Russia over the last few days in response to the United States government through its implicit and direct backing of Ukraine, blowing up a large Russian ship, and then a barrage of more missiles that hit various cities in Ukraine overnight over the last 24, 48 hours. So we see what's going on in Israel, total political vitriol, discord, chaos, a war that is going to last many, many years and will not stop. Again, that was the plan as a part of the destabilizing effort in the Middle East to usher in the biblical events that global leadership, the cabal, wanted to see happen. Again, all this is positioned very strategically. I watched a pretty decent movie with Christian Bale. I like him as an actor, called Vice, and was kind of a funny depiction on how Dick Cheney actually behind the scenes ran the entire George Bush administration through various legalese. And it was actually him wearing the pants throughout the entire events of 9/11 and the war in Iraq. And of course, the huge incentive of major Fortune 100 corporations that truly own the United States. And you must keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. The United States should be owned by and for the people, but it's actually not. It's owned by large oligarchical entities, most of which are in the technology space today. It's the new big oil, so to speak, or the new steel industry, so to speak, if you look at it in those terms. I mean, Teddy Roosevelt did his best to break up giant monopolies. The whole point of founding the United States of America, of course, was to get away from kings and Orwellian total control over the vast population and taxes. Now the United States of America, having been so infested by stage 4 cancer, by politicians, of course, that have sold us out overseas to China for years and really just corrupted the U.S. and its halls of Congress and disgusting filth as it currently stands today. We also have major themes playing out, of course, with Civil War 2.0 in the United States unfolding and predictively programmed, not just by popular films being produced by the Obamas, the former president, the former president, and also a new upcoming film that will be released at the same time Donald Trump is facing prison time in March, April, titled Civil War. So this is Civil War 2.0, and the agencies are actually saying that, God forbid, there could even be violence in the streets. I'm not saying this. I pray against that. I mean, I'm 100% pro-peace, but the government officials are saying that that's going to happen, which tells you that it more than likely is. Again, when you're a king, if you can get the peasants to fight each other and waste their time on worthless illusions like a fake selection and also gladiator games, which makes up modern sports and entertainment today, you can sit back with your tea or your hard vodka tonic or whatever else you're drinking, or popping that champagne bottle, and just simply laugh at the stupid sheeple fight each other and destroy themselves, which was always your plan and intention. And I'm expecting that fully to happen in 2024. Also, Tucker Carlson, the mainstream media, who's now pretending and cloaking himself as if he's alternative media when he's not. Although I like Tucker, I think he's a cool guy. I'm just pointing it out that he's not alternative media. He's the mainstream media. Once three-letter agency, always three-letter agency. Once mainstream media, always mainstream media. That's why you never saw me work at Fox, but has gone on a hideous attack of Ben Shapiro. You know Ben Shapiro? Yeah, hi guys, my name's Ben Shapiro. We must back Israel at all costs. We don't care what the cost is to America. Oh, we don't care if America burns. We don't care if America sinks to zero in economic collapse. We must support Israel at all costs and just support King Bibi even though he fell on October 7th. Everything's terrible now. Hi, my name's Ben Shapiro. I'm a little short man backed by the Heritage Foundation. Yeah, I got tons of money from corporate media. Also, I get tons of money from the conservative political class. My name's Ben Shapiro, and my nuts are shriveled. Like, again, Tucker Carlson, and I love it. I mean, shit, excuse me, but go after it. I mean, let's pound this guy into the gutter, straight into the grave. I mean, Ben Shapiro's nothing, dude. He is backed by hundreds of millions of dollars by the conservative corporate machine to prop that guy up and put him on the airwaves. I mean, guys, it's literally no competition. If you gave me hundreds of millions of dollars, I would destroy Ben Shapiro any day of the week if I was backed by the entire establishment of the conservative, fake, illusory political class. They just prop these people up, and now they're taking over and co-opting your mind so that you fall into the trap, which is all it is. January 6th was a trap, and most of you were led into it. Okay, I mean, you got to be smarter than the machine, and they're setting you up for a trap in 2024. Now, of course, as the economic collapse ensues and we see BlackRock and other large financial institutions move into the crypto space, that's going to be a major theme. It's the #1 investment in the world. It's how you get rich. It's how you get diamond nuts rich. We're seeing huge breakouts actually today. ICP, one of my top big cap picks of 2024, is actually up 20% today. And I think it's going to 10x and more than likely in 2024. Going over a whole host of positions, including Jesus Coin, Crypto Church, releasing brand new 1000x picks. I have a video in production. I'm spending a couple days with it. It's like 30 minutes long. It's pretty comprehensive, goes over asset allocation, what to buy now to get stinking diamond nuts rich in 2024, and then exit the system, of course, to protect you and your family during political, economic, and financial, spiritual chaos. Let's talk. Click the links below. Make sure you follow me and get in. It's $1,500, one-time fee, but that'll change in the future. So make sure you grandfather yourself in. I'm also raising prices in 2024. You've seen this before. You know, Bitcoin Rich used to be like $200-300. Now it's $1,500 to get into the club. I'm going to raise it again in 2024 as Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market, of course, continues to skyrocket and eviscerate the modern financial system, which has always been the plan. So make sure you get ahead of that. Make sure you get in now. Again, we go back to the major themes and my recommendations that I've made, things I've done with my own money in recent years, were exit the system, get into real assets, buy Maui Booyah, buy Oahu Booyah, buy all the Booyahs. Our properties are up 300% in some cases here in Maui now that Jeff Bezos and the rest of the oligarchs and the tech machine are now buying the entire islands out, building their bunkers. So prices are going to continue to skyrocket, especially, in my opinion, especially with our properties on the beach, because those are the big cojones properties, guys, that most people can't afford, which is why I democratize access to the little guy so we could fight the machine and fight these very, very evil people that fully intend that you will own nothing and barbecue freaking crickets for lunch and literally eat this stuff. Another major theme, and I got 2 minutes because I got to rock and roll today, is also, in addition to that, a cyber event. So that's definitely going to happen in 2024, but it's the government that's actually going to do it. So I just want to put that out there. It's the government. It's the government that, in my view and opinion, will inflict the heinous cyber event only for control. It's only about weaponizing themselves for control. It's why they're labeling Christians as Confederates and, alt-right. It's why actually Americans are the enemy of the state now. In fact, I wrote a book titled Liberty that I never published. I should publish it actually in 2024. I penned it like 6 to 8 years ago. It was titled Liberty, the enemy of America, essentially. Because now the American people are, in my view, the enemy of the state. This, of course, is why they've kept the borders wide open, and they're intentionally bringing in millions and millions of illegals right now because they want to flood in to the United States, of course, to destabilize and collapse the once great place that we all live. Hook, line, and sinker, it's an amazing strategy that's been used over millions of years, really. If you wanted to stabilize a sovereign state, you just flood it with anti-sovereigns that don't have your same principles, and then, of course, don't pay taxes, and then drain out the system through the welfare state, which is now bankrupt. That's also the ending theme that I'll give you for 2024 is the bankruptcy of America and the debt collapse, as well as the end of the dollar. So you're now living through de-dollarization, which is why you need to buy Bitcoin and what we're doing with the Island Project. See if you qualify. Call my dad, Papa John, Diamond D's Nuts Sr. at 808-442-2934. That's 808-442-2934. I'll be touring all kinds of new properties actually over the next couple of days. Probably put some of them on camera. See if you qualify. Not available to the public. You have to be a pre-existing member of either my educational courses, which are world class, and or have been doing business with me over the last 20 years, of which I have millions of customers from around the world. God bless you. Thank you so much. I'm humbled by that. You know, I never got into any of this for money. It was always to just spread the truth and speak my mind in a bombastic way so that people could be prepared in a whole host of various methods for what I knew was coming. The destruction of America, the end of the US dollar, economic, financial collapse, and then, of course, the cementation of the elites pushing for a one order and a new system that would revoke most of the liberty and rights that we once had as Americans here in the United States. So you need to be thinking about diversification. You also need to get out of the banks, which are collapsing, whether or not it's Credit Suisse, Silvergate, Silicon Valley, and soon to be other major too big to fails, I believe, in 2024, which is what they want to reset the system, of course, into the CBDCs they had already pre-planned through Hegelian dialectic years in advance. This is all one big strategy, and I'll leave it with this note because I got to run and produce my new video at school. You'll notice there's a lot of predictive programming right now in the movies, notably with two films. One, Leave the World Behind by Barack Obama and Michelle, and in addition to that, sorry, just when I think about that, and the other film, Don't Look Up, which Elon Musk even tweeted about in a remote way the other day. And the theme is, they say it directly in the films. They say it specifically that the elites aren't smart enough to concoct this master plan, and there is no cabal. Okay, so there's this idea that there's no one in charge. That's absolute lies. Satan's actually in charge of this world, and all of these politicians and bankster class are actually possessed by Satan himself. They're actually possessed by these demons and now ushering in the Antichrist and the holiest of holy events here in end times here in America and the United States. But they don't want you to think that. They want you to think it's all an accident that these things are happening. It's not an accident at all. It wasn't an accident they locked you in your house like a rat in a cage over the last 3 years. That wasn't an accident. It had full-blown intent, which is why they did it. Also, I'm just praying for the populations out there with turbo cancers exploding as a result of what they pushed in 2020 in those remaining years. There's now a lot of people being diagnosed with just God-forsaken diseases. And I pray for all of you, even for those of you that didn't stand your ground and made the ultimate mistake of actually trusting the system, which you should never do. Again, the founding fathers never trusted their government. I certainly don't, nor should you. America is by and for the people, I remind you. And now the beauty of this is as society ends, As civilization collapses into the gutter, as liberty is lost in the westernized world, millions, if not billions of new people are waking up to the tree of liberty as they lose everything. They lose their wealth. They lose their belief in politics. They lose their belief in their officials, realizing they're corrupt. And all hell breaks loose in a Mad Max World on Alert 2024. You think I'm kidding and exaggerating, but I'm not. 2024 will be the most disruptive in American history. Get your money right. Click the link below. Visit us at islandprojectclub.com. Stay tuned on my new acquisitions. I have 2 new properties that we are acquiring with no bank debt as a part of Island Project. Check it out. See if you qualify. Again, not available public. Check that out. These are dope ass high cash flow producing units. We're buying it before the billionaires over the last couple of years, and we're accumulating an extremely aggressive portfolio of 12 to 15 properties that produce healthy cash flows, in addition to no bank debt, high capital appreciation potential, and then of course, read my terms and disclaimers, a 1000x Diamond Nuts tokenization event that I believe fully with intent will be worth over $1 billion freaking plus dollars by the time I'm done with it. Refreshing the tree of liberty, finding solutions in chaos, and inventing and innovating in the #1 trend in the world, blockchain technology. Links are all below. You can call my father. Make sure you get in. Register at school. That's islandprojectclub.com. And this was your 2024 warning. Happy New Year, and Jesus Christ is King. The General signs off. Stay tuned for new updates. I'll be showing you multi-million dollar, decamillion dollar real estate in the coming days and weeks. God bless. It's an honor to serve.